A new update for Mario Kart Tour has been announced, and it's likely Update 3.0.0. The update is confirmed to have the following. Daily login bonuses will be replaced with Today's Challenge. It's a single race where you use a predetermined driver, and you'll get rewards from the pipes that appear just for Today's Challenge. Now the pipe items you see on the screen have been in the game's files for a long time now. I should also note that gold and blue variants of these items exist. The gold pipe obviously means high-end item, but blue pipe is a bit unclear. Its internal name is Treasure Max, so who knows what will be in those pipes. And another change for Gold Pass users, you'll get additional rewards if you have a continuous Gold Pass subscription. Continuous Gold Pass subscription rewards will include rubies and special pipes, which likely refers to the gold and blue pipes. These are definitely some good changes to Mario Kart Tour. However, there are still issues in other parts of the game that need to be addressed in this update, or at the very least, in a future update. Now most of these issues don't relate to the game's gacha elements, as the game has surprisingly done a good job of addressing that. I've made a separate video on the positive changes to Mario Kart Tour's gacha, which you can check out in the card in the top right corner or in the description below. And one more thing, if you agree with the points made in this video, copy the link to this video, go to the in-game feedback tab, and paste the link to this video, that way the Mario Kart Tour developers can understand what the biggest issues are. With all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. First issue, there needs to be an on-screen combo timer. Chaining combos in the score attack mode would be a lot easier if you knew how much time you had to chain the combos. While there definitely is a skill in learning the rhythm to chaining combos, that should not come at the cost of accessibility. Combo time varies greatly depending on how good your glider is and the last action you perform. It's baffling how a game with a timer-based combo system does not actually show the timer. Next change, reduce the prices of rubies. Rubies are straight up overpriced. Even the special offer packs are very close to the price of a Nintendo Switch game. And not to mention, the amount of rubies you get don't always make sense. For example, you can buy 3 rubies for $2, and you can't do anything in this game with 3 rubies. This is a big reason why the game became so infamous. So if they want people to come back to the game, they need to make the prices more reasonable. Next issue, the controls need to be improved. Now I should note the controls in landscape mode are almost just right. You can control your items on one side of the screen, and your cart with the opposite. This is called left-right mode. The only thing that I would say is missing is a brake button, especially for 200cc. There are, however, still some control issues with the portrait mode. It does not have left-right mode, but I think there should be an up-down mode. The bottom half of the screen, or perhaps just the bottom 25%, should control your cart, and the upper part of the screen should control your items. Those changes make the game a lot better to control, however, touch controls are not ideal for every gamer. And that leads me to my next point, controller support. Now there are unofficial ways to play Mario Kart Tour with a controller, and I have made a video on that if you're interested in finding out how to do that. However, people should not have to go out of their way to use a third-party controller or app to play the game. Nintendo made the incorrect assumption that simple touch controls make the game more accessible, but it only made the game less accessible. Nintendo is a company that loves making their games accessible, so why not add controller support? Now there is one more control-based issue, but it doesn't have to do with the buttons you press, but rather how you control your cart. In other words, we need more control of our carts. There needs to be an option to completely turn off smart steering to allow our carts to go into the off-road and fall off the track. Now I've been going on about making the game accessible, however, that does not mean make the game too easy so that people who are wanting more of a challenge get bored. Now there is an unused cart setting for a battle mode in the game's files. Smart steering is disabled, and you can turn much tighter, and even turn around. With less restrictive respawn boundaries in some areas, this would be a great addition and controlling Mario Kart Tour would be a lot better. Another feature that the game needs is the option to increase the number of laps. Now for high score mode, 2 laps is an adequate amount. However, for multiplayer, races on most tracks are too short. The game can already support extra laps, so more laps would make for more enjoyable races. Now of course, if there are extra laps, the high score mode would need to be disabled, that way people couldn't abuse it. Next change, there needs to be an option to disable upgraded special items in multiplayer friend rooms. Multiplayer is a great way to get rid of the pay-to-win elements of the game. However, even when you have the ideal rule sets, you can't get rid of the upgraded special items. While this is a slight pay-to-win element, it's minor in comparison to the pay-to-win elements in Ranked Cup, but an option to disable it would be very much appreciated. Now another option we need for multiplayer rooms is the ability to choose whichever track we want. Now I have a feeling this feature has not been implemented because the developers would think that people would just get their friends together and farm for points on the same track. If the developers really feel that that is an issue, then they could disable the high score mode when players are selecting their own tracks. Now I don't think that the game would allow us to pick tracks that are not in the current tour, but that would be a good Gold Pass feature. Now this final change is meant to address the issue that drivers had different amount of item slots for each track. My suggestion is that every player has 3 item slots, but every driver gets 1, 2, or 3 items per box. In other words, a 1-item driver would need to hit 3 separate item sets to get 3 items, a 2-item driver would need to hit 2 item sets, and a 3-item driver would need to hit just 1. This would allow every driver to get access to the item frenzy. Now of course there would need to be a timer delay of hitting item boxes, that way people can't just hit multiple item boxes and get the instant 3 items. Although this does not completely get rid of the advantage of having better drivers, it does make the advantage less significant. So those are the major issues that I feel need to be fixed in Mario Kart Tour. Now there are still some smaller issues that need to be addressed, like CPUs using real player names, but these are the issues that I feel have the biggest impact on actual gameplay, and should be addressed first. So that's gonna do it for this Mario Kart Tour discussion. If you agree with the points that I've made in this video and want the developers to get this information, then go ahead and grab the link to this video and post it to the in-game feedback tab. Be sure to let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you can think of any other issues that need to be addressed, be sure to let me know as well. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe with notifications enabled. That's all I have to say for this video, so thank you all so much for watching, and see you all next time.